Hey, I'm HARIZ, and you're watching Trendsetters Showroom. There you go.
HARIZ, you are new to the Nashville tour stop community,
Yes.
and we're so excited to introduce you to everybody. Go ahead and just tell us who you are, what kind of music you do, whatever you want to express. Tell us who you are.
Perfect, perfect. Well, I'm HARIZ. I'm 25 years old. I'm originally from Los Angeles. I do pop music, and I love writing, love singing, and I've been doing it for quite a while. So.
And you do it quite well.
Thank
We're very
you.
excited to be talking to you.
Thank you, thank you.
So take us back to that moment where you realized this is what you want to do.
Ooh, well, it's funny because I've had like a couple moments, but I would say my first one was when I was 11. I was like a huge Maroon 5 fan when I was a kid, and I just remember listening and being like, if they can write songs like this that make me feel like this, then why can't I do it? Like, I have something that I want to say and something that I want to share. And so I just kind of picked up a pen and notebook and started writing from there. And you know, as time goes on, you write your bad songs, you write your good songs, you write your great songs, and you get to your undeniable ones. And yeah.
You have obviously been building on your craft ever since then,
Yeah.
but you are classically trained.
Yes.
That's very exciting.
Yeah.
How
No.
did that come about?
So my dad always likes to say this, but he's like, before you even talked, you were singing and blah, blah, blah. So my kindergarten teacher kind of suggested to my parents that I do something in the world of acting or music, and they started me doing classical piano with my music teacher in school at like 4 or 5, something like that. And I just kind of kept going, and then I started doing like these tests every year to like advanced levels. And by the time I was 16, 17, I achieved like this thing called panel level. So technically I'm a professional pianist, but yeah, I gotta toot my own horn here. No. Yeah, no, that kind of really gave me a basis of like the knowledge of music, because, you know, there's definitely things I pull from there that influence my songwriting, you know?
So you are a piano player and you're a guitar player. You're a
Yes.
guitar guy. Which one these days do you gravitate towards the most? Do you when you're going to write, do you go straight for the piano? Does it depend?
You know, had you asked me a year ago, I would have said, oh, for sure piano. Now it's kind of like both. I kind of can't decide. But just for consistency, I'm gonna say piano.
Okay.
Because that's just where my heart lies always. So yeah.
Very good. Now, you have so much charisma, HARIZ. For
Thank
some
you.
reason, I had in my head that you were going to be this very just like calming and like floaty person.
Yeah,
just
no.
based on your music. But you're matching my energy, which
There
is
you go.
very refreshing, honestly.
Listen, if you're not entertaining, then what are you doing? No, it's kidding.
Where does this charisma and energy come from?
I would say a lot of Diet Coke. No, it's
Okay.
kidding.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I've always been like this.
Okay.
It's more fun. Why go through life being boring?
If we take one thing away from this episode, why go through life being boring?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do something nobody else has done.
So
Leave you a little mark.
So you've been releasing music since 2017.
Yeah.
And clearly you now, 5 years later, are a very different person than you were when you're 20.
100%.
I personally have noticed with your discography over the years, at least lyrically, you're addressing more intense topics, I'd say, especially with Border, your most
Right.
recent release. In what ways have you grown in your music, would you say, over the years?
I think one sense I definitely found my sound, because, you know, when you're first starting out, everything kind of sounds and looks good to you because you want to experience it all. But then as you go through it, you kind of find what really speaks to you and how it brings out your inner voice. And then as far as like topics, you know, as you get older, you go through more experiences.
Sure.
And I always felt like a lot of music today just doesn't touch upon certain subjects that everybody experiences, and I just kind of want to bring that out. And at the same time, there's, you know, serious subjects, but you can make it sound fun,
Yeah.
you know? So it's nice to have that little dichotomy where you can be dancing around to something, but at the same time, it'll have like a deeper meaning if you really take a second to like listen to the lyrics.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you just said that you found your sound. For those of you, or for people watching who haven't heard your music yet, describe what your music sounds like.
Now I'm definitely a lot more like acoustic bass. I definitely have a basis of, you know, synths and like more electronic, but however, I find myself more based in like reality, where I want to bring acoustic instruments like piano and guitar, because there's a nice blend between the two to where, you know, they play off each other to give that sense of grounding, where you have the realistic, but you also have the kind of like full encompassment of synths that you don't get from a piano or from a guitar or just regular drums, you know.
You also just mentioned that you want to address topics in music that you feel maybe aren't being addressed enough. Can you share what some of those topics are?
Yeah. So I mean, specifically on Border. So that song came from like throughout my whole life, I had random people kind of coming up to me and telling me things that they wouldn't have shared with anyone in their life, and I don't know why they felt comfortable with me, but I'm very grateful for it because I've even written songs based on things that people have told me. However, I didn't really feel like I had a sounding board to where I could be as open and share as confidently as people did. So, you know, hence, like, I felt like there was a border between what I was taking from people and what I was able to dish out and kind of get my comfort. But luckily, as I got older, I found the right people, I found the right timing and everything. And so it's kind of a little bit about, you know, hope, and where you may not be in the position that you want to be in right now, but, you know, holding on hope and knowing that one day it's not going to be like this. You know, everything has to change. Nothing stays the same forever.
It's so interesting that you say that you were kind of a sounding board for people. I think that's a unique quality to have. I've even noticed, you know, people sitting down with me will just kind of open up to me. When I used to be a journalist, I would go and meet new people every day and tell those kinds of stories to people who've never met me before. And for some reason,
it's an amazing feeling.
Yeah, but it's interesting because I know that you're a big fan of making sure people feel heard, and it sounds like you do a pretty good job of that.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's important, especially now. Like, it's so easy to be drowned out, right? So making sure that everyone can kind of feel like they have their time to be important, to feel, you know, like someone is there with them. You know, that's a priceless feeling that everyone should have.
So speaking of Border, something that the Nashville Tour Stop crew was talking about earlier is this increase in pop songs that are very, very upbeat, and the first time you hear it, like I was when I first heard Border, you're dancing around, and it's just such a feel-good song. And then when you listen to it a couple of times over and over, I had it on repeat all day today driving around.
Amazing. As all should you.
Yes! the lyrics are pretty heavy, and it's a very vulnerable song. Have you noticed that in other pop music, and is that something that is an important component to you, to sort of having that dichotomy of this is really upbeat sounding, but when you listen to it, it's actually a little deeper?
Would I say like that's like the exact thing that I'm trying to go after? No, but that's actually just where I happen to find myself a lot of times. But, you know, I have the occasional love songs and the occasional breakup songs and I hate you songs and blah, blah, blah. You know, you have to have those too.
Yeah, gotta dish them all out.
Oh, exactly. But that, you know, the whole thing about being an artist and coming out with multiple songs is everything encompasses who you are in many different ways. Because, you know, you're not just one song. You're not just one thing that you've done. You're multiple things all combined together, right? So, yeah.
So with all of this growth that we've just discussed, what is next for HARIZ? What are you hoping to show the world next? What are you working on?
What I'm working on is really focusing on being clear about who HARIZ is and the message that I want to share with everyone, which is still being continuous of letting everyone feel heard, letting everyone understand that whatever they're going through, whatever they may be going through, they are heard. And they're not alone. And I think this next round of music that's going to be coming out pretty soon is pretty much that. You know, I really sat down with myself and really critiqued myself and said, is this exactly the way I want it to come across? Is this how anyone is going to listen and understand, like, oh, yeah, he gets it? Because I do want to get it. I do want to get it, you know?
That's important to say, like, I want to understand all of these different perspectives, even if you might not initially. Wanting that growth is really cool and important.
100%.
Yes. HARIZ, we have been so happy to have you on Trendsetters Showroom. Yay. We're so excited that you're in Nashville and that we can add you to the Nashville Tour Stop family.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm happy I got to be included.
So you're going to play Border for us acoustically, right?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. All right. I'm
Let's
excited to do it. Hell yeah.
I need a little weed to fall asleep. Not a big deal, just helps me breathe. It's okay, I'll work it all out. I go higher, higher so I don't fall. Been the ones never going back, no, I'm sorry, I'll never come down. But I look at myself at the end of the night. Try to dig deep but I find got a border between what I take, what I need. I can see it in them, what I don't feel in me. There's a dog on the door, I don't try anymore. But maybe when I'm older, I'm gonna cross that border. I'm gonna cross that border. Everybody tells me their problems. I don't really mind, I don't stop them, it's fine. I'll take them on me. I got time for all your issues. Carry them so they don't hurt you, it's alright. I'll put them on me. But I look at myself at the end of the night. Try to dig deep but I find got a border between what I take, what I need. I can see it in them, what I don't feel in me. There's a lock on the door, I don't try anymore. But maybe when I'm older, I'm gonna cross that border. I'm gonna cross that border, 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 no, no. I'm gonna cross that border. I look at myself the end of the night. Try to dig deep but I find got a border between what I take, what I need. I can see it in them, what I don't feel in me. There's a dog on the door, I don't try anymore. But maybe when I'm older, I'm gonna cross that border. I'm gonna cross that border, border, border. I'm gonna cross that border.